let's just get it going. So, Drugstore Cowboy. Drugstore Cowboy. Beginning of the review of Drugstore Cowboy. So, let's talk about it. This movie, for me, is extremely underrated. Nobody talks about it. Nobody, nobody talks about it, and they should. I don't think it did that well when it came out. It's Matt Dillon. He's the main actor, and it's about him running a crew of junkies that rob drugstores. They steal from the pharmacies and they do the drugs. They maybe sell some of them, but they don't really show. It's more about just getting the drugs to keep getting high, because that's I think that's sort of realistic to a drug addict what they'll will do. And it's a very heavy movie, but it's very well done. The acting's fantastic. There's the cinematography, the editing is all very good. The only bad things I have to say about it are very little nitpicks, like Matt Dillon's character. He's a junkie, but he seems to be very smart. He has a good head on his shoulders. He knows what to do. He knows how to steal, and he has a very good vocabulary. He seems just a little too smart for the character that they set up, in my opinion. I feel like if they would have explained why he's smart, it would make sense. But there was no line like he reads books a lot, or he's was in some fancy school or something but dropped out. There's no indication that he has, or that he skipped a grade in school or something. There's no indication that he should be smart and have this great vocabulary. But it's that's a very tiny nitpick. This movie's great. It's just cool shit in it. Matt Dillon is very superstitious. The superstitious. His character is superstitious. And they're kind of funny superstitions, like you can't put a hat on a bed, or that's 15 years of bad luck. And you can't talk about dogs, or that's a month of bad luck. And things like that. And I learned a little bit about drugs. I don't think I would have known what Dilaudid is if it weren't for this movie. It's very exciting. It's just a well-made fucking movie that I really recommend to anybody because it's so underrated. It's on Tubi right now if you want to watch it. And I had seen this one before. I wanted to do this one because no one knows about it. But yeah, let's look up the Drugstore Cowboy. It's not the drugstore. Let's look up Drugstore Cowboy on IMDb. Let's find it. Boom. 1989 was when this was made. I mean, this is something interesting. I didn't realize upon the first time watching this that Drugstore Cowboy, it's made in 1989, but it's set in 1971. So it's a period piece. I actually had to look it up because I didn't realize it. But it makes sense because all the cars are older and stuff. It doesn't quite feel like the 80s, and there's a reason for that. It's not set in the 80s, and that makes sense. But no, this is a super good movie. Matt Dillon is great. And honestly, I think he's like an underrated actor. I feel like he should be in more stuff, or should have been in more stuff. I don't know what happened there, but he's very good. He's in like a good amount of shit, but compare him to like Leonardo DiCaprio, his career, like I feel like Matt Dillon should have had a similar career to that, or Brad Pitt or someone like that. But he's only in a few, The House That Jack Built, Crash, Something About Mary, Drugstore Cowboy. He's also in You, Me, and Dupree, I think. That's what I know him from. And this, obviously. This movie and You, Me, and Dupree are probably what I know him from best. But let's go back to the IMDb. Let's take down this mic just a little bit for me. Yes. Indeed. Okay. Yeah. So, top cast. Kelly Lynch as Diane, Matt Dillon's girlfriend in this. She is in lots of stuff, too. Let's actually click on her name. She's really good in it. All the acting is top-notch in this, I'd say. Kelly Lynch, known for Drugstore Cowboy, Charlie's Angels. Of course, she's in Charlie's Angels, the 2001. Is she one of Charlie's Angels? Virtuosity. I don't know that one. And Roadhouse. Nice. Okay. That's interesting. I was just curious. Let's go back to the IMDb of Drugstore Cowboy. So let's look at see if there's a box office. But the storyline, I'll just read the storyline from IMDb. A group of drug users in the 1970s helped finance their habit by robbing drugstores. Matt Dillon's character, are very superstitious, and eventually his luck runs out. I explained he's superstitious, and that's true. But something else about that I have it's sort of a nitpick about they don't really show them selling drugs, and they don't show anybody eating. I guess that's like believable because they're always high. They don't have big appetites, maybe. But just to see if they would have like the drugs, that they're not selling the drugs. How are they making money to live? How are they making money to pay for these hotels and stuff? They just show them doing the drug, and I'm sure they are selling some of the drugs, but they don't show enough of that. I feel like this is another very minor nitpick. I feel like we could have seen a little more of that, but that is okay. This movie's very good. Goofs, there's an HBO sign visible outside the hotel. I did not notice that. That's funny. Quotes, Bob, well, to begin with, nobody, and I mean nobody, can talk a junkie out of using. You can talk to him for years, but sooner or later, they're going to get a hold of something. Maybe it's not dope. Maybe it's booze. Maybe it's glues. Maybe it's gasoline. Maybe it's a gunshot in the head or something. But something to relieve the pressures of their everyday life. Like having to tie their shoes. Yeah, there's good dialogue in this. It's just a good movie. I love the fit, bro. Holy fuck. I'm sorry I didn't say hi earlier. Happy birthday. Thank you. I hope you're still here. Thank you. Sorry. I don't check on the chat as much as I should when I'm reviewing movies, maybe. I'm doing great. Thank you for the happy birthday. Yeah, the fit, I'm having fun wearing, this is my birthday suit. You could say. The bonnet is amazing. That's one of my favorite colors. The bonnet is a wig, but that's okay. Close enough. It is a wig. But yeah, close enough. It looks kind of like a bonnet. Anyway, let's keep talking about Drugstore Cowboy. Have you seen this film? Matty DJ Ice. I feel like this is a super underrated film. I've said that before, but I'm going to keep saying it because it is. Roger Ebert was on his list of underrated films one year, I think, too. Because it is very good. And what else to talk about with it? Honestly, I've said my nitpicks. I don't have much bad to say about it. It's like near perfect. Like, it's very good. Just there's cool shit with like the editing. They'll have like fade, because there's the thing with the hat. The hat on the bed is the worst thing. So there's scenes where like hats are being edited in over top of the other footage, and it looks so good. And the score, it just fits, and it's just a solid movie. Home video style footage of the characters play during the end credits. This is true. Budget $2.5 million, and it made $4 million. So I guess it wasn't a bomb technically, but it didn't do great. But that's a relatively low budget, and you can see why. Like there's not that many actors in it. Okay, I have another nitpick actually. There's a scene where, so the cops are looking for Bob, because he's fucking stealing from drugstores. So the cops are looking for Bob, Matt Dillon's character, but and they just can't quite pin it on him. So they go up to him and beat the shit out of him, and then later on we find out that the guy that beat him up, I'm pretty sure he got a punishment from the police office. He gets traffic duty now, and then they're talking about, he's gonna come and try to shoot you or something. But yeah, I think that's weird because they don't explain it enough. They don't show enough of that. I would have liked to see okay, what? This is the guy that fucked up Bob, and then show the police, like, put him in his place instead of hearing about it later. But it works, like, you put the pieces together. But I would have liked a little bit more exposition there, maybe. Because I was a little confused for a second. I missed, I had to go back a little bit. But nonetheless, this movie's good. We're gonna do music soon. I mean, and by soon, I mean there's this review and then another review, and then we'll do rap music. But we're still talking about Drugstore Cowboy. Yeah, I'd say it's super underrated. I love this movie. I'd say check it out on Tubi if you can. It's for free on there right now. And yeah, I really like this movie. I'm honestly running out of stuff to say about it, so I think I'm just gonna wrap up the review and just reiterate some of the things I said. So some of the nitpicks, or they don't go into detail about the drug deals of how they make money, and support their living. The thing with the cop beating up Matt Dillon could have been explained a little more. There's a few very minor nitpicks like that, but other than that, like, excellent dialogue, great acting, never boring. It's just a very good film. It's shot beautifully. The editing is excellent. It's just a pretty fantastic movie. Like I said, very minor nitpicks. I'm not gonna go into that any more deeper. Let's just end it, and we'll get into the next review, which is Silent Hill. But yeah, let's rate this movie. I'm gonna put on a beat. This is sponsorship song instrumental from Patrick Jenkins. Okay, so I'm gonna give this a pretty high rating. It's very good. I think it's super underrated. I think people should watch it. I'm gonna give it 9.4. That's pretty fucking high. 9.4 out of 10. But it's very good. I think that's fair to it. I do highly recommend this one. I picked this one because I wanted people to know about it more, even though nobody watches this. Hardly anybody watches these reviews, but sometimes people do. And if I can even get one or two people to know about this movie that didn't know about it before, I think I did my job. So yeah, check out Drugstore Cowboy on Tubi for free. 9.4 out of 10 dogs for this film.